What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. What is up with y'all? Boom. We got a little bit of action. We are back to talk about Canelo Alvarez, the games, the lies, the cap. G McKenzie, what up? Stay connected, what up? Nell says, Ego, you have my 7-year-old son saying, pay that. Oh, wow. That's funny. LOL, my favorite show. Let's get it. Shout out to Nell and his 7-year-old. Atlanta in the building. A-Town, what's up? What's good with y'all? Listen, I had to get my iced coffee. I had to stop. I've been running errands, so I had to stop and get my iced coffee. We've been homemade, throughout the rest of the week. Make sure you guys get y'all stuff together so we enter 2022 together and we have a productive year. I'm looking forward to it. I know that's what I'm doing. Getting real sharp. 6 John, what's up? We getting real sharp, y'all. Life is good. Running some errands. And now we back to talk to, hey, get the out, pay they. You want pay they. I know that. We're going to talk about Canelo. I know the Chupapi Muñeño, they're going to be mad because we got to get to the nitty gritty of what is being said and see if it makes sense, like I always do on my channel. Hey, pay that. Listen, oh, it's going to be fun. We're going to have some fun, man. Listen, we're going to have a little fun in this chat. Okay. You see that Juicy? Nah, bro. Listen, I ain't trust no dude named Juicy. I told y'all from the beginning, I got an old soul. Bro, I ain't trusting nothing no dude named Juicy is talking about. You see what I'm saying? Like, it don't matter. Like, hey, Juicy, he want to borrow $100. He said he'll pay you back. I'm not going to trust him. Your name is Juicy. Like, nah, bro. The only Juicy I know is the Biggie song and Juicy Fruit. Bro, listen, I look at stuff. I got to look at your name, what you look like. Bro, your name is Juicy. I don't know. I don't know how you got that name. The man's name is Juicy. Hardcore rapper, but he's Juicy. No. I don't know what Juicy did or whatever. No, y'all tripping. A1 Diggs, what's up with you? What's good? We just chilling. Listen, YouTube hating big time. So y'all got to get the likes up. Watch this. Set timer for 30 minutes.
30 minutes, counting down.
Listen, the way we doing it, I told you, there is nobody on this planet that is going to get in the way of me and my goals. I promise you that. Tunnel vision. So the way we doing, I don't care about no YouTube algorithm. I don't care what they doing. I'm going to start putting a timer on. I'm one person. I put out fire content. Hopefully you guys like it. And, I got to be straight to the bag. So if y'all can't get the likes up and YouTube playing and not sending notifications, see ya. Wouldn't want to be it because I got other things that are pertinent for me to work on. And, I can't listen in life. I'm good at this. And I know a lot of people aren't. In life, you got to learn when to say no. I'm great at saying no. If someone, hey, you want to go? No, I don't want to go because I'm not finna, the way my brain is set up, if I'm not productive in life and I'm not working towards my purpose, then I'm going to regret going out or whatever. I don't live life with regrets. You see what I'm saying? So at the end of the day is you got to make the choices in life to get to what you want in this life. You see what I'm saying? So I don't want to have second doubts like, man, why'd I go out? Why'd I stay up? Why'd I do this? So I have no problem saying no. Some of you guys, we're going to work on that on the Alpha Ego channel. You know what I mean? We're going to work on that and talk about the different stuff. But you guys have to become more, especially 2022 is about to start. You have to become more comfortable saying no. I'll tell you no in a heartbeat. I tell you every single time. I'm a real man. I tell you every single time what I need from you guys as supporters, as fans. Likes or loot. That's the only way I could do the longer shows. If y'all don't respect that, that's cool. You don't have to. You're entitled to do whatever you want. But I'm out. And I'll tell you that straight like that. If people get mad because I'm brash, I don't care. I'm brash, I'm blunt. There's nothing for you to pick around. When I say something, if I said it, I meant it. Period. There's no confusion. Sometimes people be like, oh, is Ego talking about? If I'm talking about you, you'll know. I don't leave nothing for curiosity. If I have a direct problem with somebody, I'll let that be known, But anywho, let's talk about Canelo. Shout out to Boss Red. My man Boss Red been holding it down for the longest. He a shooter. He a channel member. And he got great boxing. He got great boxing IQ. Just listen, y'all got to lean on my channel members and shooters. They be coming with the heat. On my channel, they be coming with the heat. See, this is the thing that I notice on boxing. And, people say whatever they want about me. Doesn't really matter. But at the end of the day, one thing on my channel, do you notice we don't tolerate all the nonsensical stuff when people say like, oh, things that you think in your head and you're like, that really doesn't make sense. Do you notice my comment section is probably the cleanest, as clean as it possibly can be for a public domain? Have you guys ever noticed that? Like if Jamal Charlo does an interview and it gets posted on another channel, just read through the comments. it's all negative and like, oh, this guy sucks and won't. I've posted interviews with Jamal Charlo and the comments didn't look like that, you know? Or if I post a interview with Gervonta Tank Davis or his press conference like I've done it, look through my comments and I don't delete comments. That's the other thing. I get accused of all types of stuff. Some people accuse me of deleting comments. I don't delete anybody's comments. I'll delete you before I delete your comment. By delete you, I mean blocked. Y'all get blocked. Y'all get blocked. Y'all know that. Comments. I'll delete you before I delete your comment. So I don't delete comments. You know, people say whatever they want. You know, oh, Ego, he's deleting comments. I don't have. Do you know how many comments I get? Bro, YouTube just did a year-round roundup. I have like hundreds of millions of comments. You think I'm looking through every comment and deleting what people are saying? Anyway, I'm a businessman. You know that because you find me at my places of business. There's no point for me to delete comments unless it was something that was like insanely offensive or something where I had to delete the comment. But it doesn't make sense for me to delete comments because someone said a casual thing, because that helps the video grow. So like, I don't have time to do that. I'll block the person before I delete the comment. I'll block the person before I delete the comment. That's a reality. So you just look at my section. Look at my section, what we do and what we run, and look at the you know, what people are talking about. Like I talked about the Gervonta Davis hate. A lot of y'all hating for no reason, bro. People begging Leonard Ellerbe and Showtime for the numbers. Why? Like why do you listen? Why this is what I do in life. And it's just a method that works for me. You got to always look at situations. What is your agenda with them? What's in it for you? What's in it for me? Right? And that's what I always look. The people that, oh, Tank failed. Showtime, give me your numbers. You got to ask them, like, why do you care this much that you begging? You was out there crying. It was crying in it. The Tank Davis, Eastside Cruz, I'm a boxing fan. Before I ever did the journalism thing or boxing media, blogger, vlogger, entertainer, whatever you want to call me, I'm a fan of boxing. The fight was fun. I paid for it, unlike a lot of the broke haters. I paid for the fight, $80. I got my money's worth. I gave you guys factual Boxing Ego watch party. Sebastian Fundora, I expected more with that fight. So as a co-feature, I think the Sergey Deryevchenko fight with Carlos Adames would have been a better co-feature because it had similar like tonality to the Tank Eastside Cruz, because that Sebastian Fundora fight was a little bit rough. You know, I got kind of bored of watching it because it was like, you know, it's just like the same round after round. And, you know, sometimes fights like that get monotonous. But the main event and the Deryevchenko Adames fight, they definitely delivered. And I thought Tank was exceptional in showing that he could get it done more ways than just knocking someone out. See, as a real boxing fan, this is what I actually prefer and like on occasion. Be a knockout artist, but also show me that you can box and you got skill, because you're not going to knock everyone out. That's common sense. Maidana, he didn't knock out Broner. He had 2 fights with Floyd. He ain't knock him out. He damn sure didn't knock out Devin Alexander at the time, who's been knocked out by Ivan Redcash later in his career, right? You're not going to knock Eric Morales. I was finna fall out. He didn't knock him out. You're not going to knock everyone out. So the fact that Tank Davis showed me he's a dynamic fighter, he's growing, he's young, he's mature, he looks like he's working on his discipline, and that he can box, that was impressive. I know he has power. I've heard that since Tank name has been relevant. But finding out all the things that we've heard in the gym and sparring, because we haven't seen all these sparrings. So we heard stories that, oh, Tank's a great boxer. He showed me he's a great boxer. But old media looked at it and they took it as, dang, I really wanted Tank to lose to this guy out of Mexico, this Mexican fighter. So the haters, they looked at it like that. Oh, man, I want him to lose, seeing how he didn't get dropped. His face wasn't cut up and busted and bloody like your boy Teofimo Lopez. How do we hate on him now? So then they switched and say he flopped and all that. And he fought on Sunday. And, you know, it's just Weirdo energy. Very weird. Tank's defense was crispy versus Cruz. Niter, talk to him. I don't even know I'm on this track. I'm going to let Niter ride on y'all. His defense was crispy. Bro, only in boxing, I tweeted this yesterday on Twitter. You guys got to follow my Twitter. Oh, I need some tissue. My allergies bugging. Hold on, y'all. My allergies. Give me a second. I gotta get a tissue. I holla. Oh yeah. We back in the mix. Yeah, I had to get my trusty Kleenex. My allergies have been bothering me. This weird weather's up and down. It's a pretty nice day considering it was raining real bad recently, like last week. But anyway, yeah, Tank's defense was crispy. He looked good. He looked sharp. He showed he had power still. It just happened that Isaac Cruz is durable, had a chin, blah, blah, blah. And Tank showed he can box more. I love it. Meanwhile, I posted this on Twitter. Follow me at Boxing Ego on Twitter. I'm the best in the business. Catch me on multiple platforms. I told you guys this on my Twitter. For those who follow me, you already seen the message. Only in the sport of boxing do you see winners get critiqued and ostracized for winning in really a clear-cut, comfortable fashion, and somebody who lost a fight and got beat up that said they were bigger than the winner, which also proved not to be true. Only in boxing do you see this. This is the type of lunacy you see in the sport of boxing, where a winner is being held to a crazier standard or criticized more than a guy who just lost. We had the pleasure of watching a ton of the new crop of lightweights fight back to back to back to back. Block Eric Potter. Block him! We got our... Listen. They getting sick out there. Look at the names, faces, and profile pics of the people doing the most hating. Into the thick of it. Into the thick of it. Ugh. Block him. Get him out of here. Don't you ever interrupt me. Don't you ever interrupt this greatness. Don't you ever interrupt this greatness. Okay. Block Eric Potter. You got to pardon him. Get him out of here. ASAP. Yeah. This stream will not continue until he is out. Put it that way. So I need one of my trusty shooters to do the do, like Mountain Dew. Get him out of my chat so I can continue. Into the thick of it. I'm sick of it. Ugh. We ain't got no shooters. That's what you telling me. YouTube is hating so bad, they ain't sent one shooter a notification. That's what y'all telling me, huh? Okay. All right. Okay. Huh? Bam! Block here. Oh, he out of here. I got him. It's over. Now I'll continue. Only in the world of boxing do you see a winner, Gervonta Tank Davis, win comfortably and receive more criticism than the guy who got beat, dropped, bloodied up, cut up, had to make excuses, damage control, etc. in a loss. You lost. You ain't beat Lamont Peterson. You lost. We as boxing fans had the privilege of watching top talent in a short space of time. Shakur Stevenson, he's at 130, but he fought Jamel Herring pretty recently. Then a little bit after that, Teofimo, George Kambosos. These are lightweights, right? And then we seen Devin Haney fight on a Saturday against JoJo, who's coming off a great performance, Javier Fortuna. And we seen Tank Davis and Isaac Cruz, late replacement to Rolly, right? Stay with me. Niter says, $10, you judge a fight off defense, ring generalship, effective aggression, not emotion. So knowing all that, how old media judge Tank fight a draw. Because they cap, they drudging it off emotion. They racist, whatever wrong with them. It don't make sense. So we had the luxury of watching. Do you know all those black fighters that I just mentioned all had better performances than Teofimo? Shakur looked great. Destroyed Jamal Herring, a champion, as the challenger, and he beat a he won a one-sided fight. Right? Devin Haney, I thought he looked good in his fight. His last 2 fights were against what old media told him to do. Step up names, fight top 10 guys. He fought Linares, fought JoJo off a great performance like he called out, right? Like he called out. He did that. I gave JoJo like 2 rounds. 2 rounds. So he did his thing. Tank Davis, he won comfortably. Isaac Cruz was presenting some challenges, good body work. I'm not going to say nothing negative about him because he was out there trying and he wasn't the intended target to begin with. So they both, had spots, but I thought Tank controlled enough of the action. And, even when his hand was giving him issue, he really stopped throwing the hand. And he was able to win rounds like that with one hand, like in the 12th round. I gave him the 12th. Ego, my cousin right here, says your voice is annoying. I don't give a what does that have to do with me, bro? He probably sound like a twerp. Get these nitwits out of here, bro. Don't you ever interrupt me. It's always to do with the high-pitched voice. Oh, yeah, your voice is annoying. Yeah, because you out here sounding like Maxwell. Pray God. You can go, stand up. Bro, and what does it have to do with boxing? We don't care about you. We don't care about your cousin. Block him. Me and you, your cousin getting shot up too. Rolling on strip on roll. Rolling up in Cadillac door. Bro, what does that got to do with anything? I'm the best in the business. They look for ways to hate, bro. Y'all know I'm the kid with the golden voice. Bro, what dude says, oh, I don't like this guy's voice, and I'm the kid with the golden voice? Weird energy. Oh, my cousin hates the way your voice sounds. Bro, your cousin is Lil Nas X. You hear me? Where Lil Nas X? That's your cousin. That is your cousin. Did he really try to interrupt the chat for that? Wow. Get these nitwits out of my domain. Anywho, my shooters, they done a hell of a job. Tank Davis outclassed Isaac Cruz. Cruz made it somewhat competitive, somewhat fun, blah, blah, blah. This boy Teofimo, his face looked like Hamburger Hill, hamburger meat. And I'll have you know that old media, and we're going to get to Canelo. Oh, don't you worry. We're going to talk about his DuckTales. Ooh, we're going to talk about the DuckTales. Yeah, don't worry. I'm very sharp. We close the year sharp. We're going to talk about Canelo's DuckTales. Ooh, we're going to talk about the DuckTales. So anywho, let me finish this. Bro, this is Teo in the middle of the fight. He was crying in there. It looked like he was crying, right? The man was out there. He was crying all in the ring or whatever is going on in this picture. The boy face out here looking like Mankind, in a cage match. The boy looking like Mankind. And do you know, I'll have you know that old media is giving him the least amount of criticism for looking like a WWE character in his fight. And we're supposed to critique Gervonta Davis and Devin Haney. And he looking like, and that's the bottom line. He out here looking like a WWE cage match and getting the least amount of criticism. Ain't that something? Like J-Lo said, we got J-Lo. Ain't it funny? Ain't it funny that all the black fighters, and most of them are young and very talented, You know, they're getting all this hate and oh, you know, Tank lost this fight. Oh, you know, Tank barely won. Okay, guess what? T.O. didn't barely win because he lost. So what are we talking about? So no matter, this is how you know it's something deeper. It's deeper than rap. It's deeper than boxing. Because you can say whatever you want about Tank. Oh, it was a draw. He should have lost, but he won. Teofimo, you couldn't even say it was a draw, and you can't even say he won because he lost. Doesn't make no sense. Now it's time to fry up Payday Canelo. I'm about to fry this boy to a fricassee. Stay tuned. Listen, Canelo, you up next. I'll make this look pretty. Listen, I'll make the whole game of boxing look pretty. I'll make this look easy. Hold on. Canelo, you are next, my friend. We heard what you talking about. Let me get to the money. I'm going to get to the money. Boss Red with the money. I got to get to the money. Listen, we got to get to the bag. Boss Red says, how you critique Gervonta Tank Davis and your own fighter out here looking like Robert England, Freddy Krueger. Got a hold of him. Yeah. Bro, Teofimo face looking like a dream warrior from Nightmare on Elm Street tree. Bro, stop playing. And old media ain't talking about none of that. They just like, Tank, you're a failure. Tank, your numbers. Tank, Showtime, Mayweather, Leonard, give me the numbers. Bro, where are T.O. numbers? T.O., so let me get this straight. Lomachenko averaged lower viewership than Muhammad Ali's grandson. And he barely just started fighting as a pro. And you ain't worried about how much his live gate was and all his numbers. You just worried about Tank numbers. These dudes is weirdos, bro. I try to tell y'all. These dudes is weirdos. They claim to hate Tank, but they want their name, the name Tank and Gervonta and all that, it has to circulate their mouths. Bro, DAZN had Canelo. He's supposed to be the face of boxing, and they never release his numbers. What did the Yildirim fight do? That fight was doo. That was doo-doo. That was doo-doo. Bro, that was 2 packs of ass. That Yildirim fight. What numbers did that do? Since you on Tank did. Tank younger than Canelo. He got time. You know what I mean? Where was the Yildirim? Rocky Fielding. What type of numbers they do? Come on, bro. Now, the boy Canelo. Let me get to Canelo. Like Floyd said, Canelo, he was some easy work. Bro, Canelo making this too easy. And I don't care what a Chupapi Muñeño got to say, because everything I'm about to say is facts. Canelo did an exclusive interview, right? And this is what he says. I'm going to read it verbatim, just so there's nothing that can be said about the GOAT, Boxing Ego. Listen, I said I'm going to read it verbatim so nothing could be said. By the time I end this chat, I'm going to make sure that y'all dead. There's nothing you're going to be able to say to prove that Canelo is not ducking David Benavidez. Right? I promise I catch a body with this one. I promise you. Before I get started, because I'm about to cook and I'm not stopping. So I'm going to get to Niders. The money keep coming in. So I'm going to get to the bag. Nider, again, sent a super chat. $10. Every fighter that's a threat to Canelo is either a horrible fighter, you're a horrible fighter, exactly, or they don't offer nothing. Oh, media, average eardrum, what did he offer? You stealing my thunder. He had no belt, no name, and following. Canelo been capping. I am not stopping from here on out until I get these things out. Thank you, Nider. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to the shooters. Smash a like. I will not stop until this is out. So buckle up. I'm about to catch an easy body. Canelo Alvarez, you are the next contestant on the Summer Jam screen. Let go. This is what Canelo said in a recent interview. Look what I see and what I know is that I beat the #1 fighter at super middleweight 168. His name was Caleb Smith, Canelo said. Next, The second best fighter was Billy Joe Saunders. The third best fighter was Caleb Plant. So I, Canelo Alvarez, beat the best guys at 168, and they were all undefeated. I beat all the best at 168, and now there's people saying, you need to fight this one, like always. This always happens, but I beat the best champion at 168. Then they say, oh, but Canelo's scared of him. Oh, he's scared of that guy. I am not scared about anything. I don't avoid or duck anybody. But what does that guy, David Benavidez, bring to me? Nothing. David Benavidez, nothing. Mention a champion. They say Benavidez and Charlo fight before. How many? I really don't care. The haters are always going to be haters, end quote. I am about to cook this man. You, Canelo Alvarez, have to know that you are capping at this given moment. He says, what does David Benavidez bring to me? But all of the boxing world wants to see the fight. So in some weird fantasy land, Canelo Alvarez is attempting to play this Star Wars Jedi mind trick that is not working. Now, the Chupapi Muñeño, diehard Canelo radical man fans, they'll eat this up and say, hey, yeah, oh, Benavidez, oh, what does he bring to the table? Oh. Silence. Let me tell you. So, first of all, the sport of boxing is not merely indicative of belts, because we all know that there's a lot of politics. There's too many belts in the sport of boxing. So different guys come upon belts in different fashions. So that doesn't simply tell the whole tale. I'll give you several analogies to body Mr. Alvarez because I'm that good. In fact, I'm not good. I'm great at what I do. So let me body the man. For example, when I worked at Lowe's, I worked in a certain position at certain times. I worked my way up, kept promoting throughout the company. Guess what? Even in my last position, which was a salaried key carrying manager, I had to open the Lowe's doors for all the employees. And at any given time, I was in charge of everybody in the building. I'll have you know that there were processes and managers who made more money than me. This is the life of retail or working corporate jobs. There were managers like my operations manager, store manager, and guess what? They made more money than me because they're in a higher position and they were with the company longer. That does not mean they knew more about Lowe's processes and were better than me. You see how this is starting to work? So just think of any job you've had. There's people at your job. I'm the best at this. Why would y'all listen? I don't need no practice. I'm Allen Iverson. I don't need no practice. I'm the best at this. I'm the best on the map on the atlas. Listen, I said I'm the best on the map on the atlas. Allen Iverson don't need no practice. I'm the best at this. Listen, I stick to the facts like Cactus. Listen, I stick to the fact like Cactus Jack. I wrestle y'all with facts. I'm the best at this. I'm the best on the map, the atlas. Stop playing with me, bro. So let's unpack this. Listen to the example. We've all been at jobs where you have a manager and they don't know anything. That manager, they make more money than you, but they don't really know how to. I had managers that were above me at certain points. They made like customer complaints. And when customers came in angry, like their carpet job was messed up or whatever in flooring, they made the customer more mad. My manager, their salary, even before I was salary, I had salary managers, and the way they talking to the customer, they're not de-escalating the customer. They're enraging the customer, and they don't know how to solve the problem, and they're arguing with the customer and making it worse. And then me, who wasn't a salary manager at the time, and I was just a department manager, I come in, they would get me, and I would diffuse the customer, de-escalate the customer, right? And handle the situation, make the appropriate phone calls with the vendors, and then patch it up, put notes in, boom, boom, boom. So we've all been there where you have a manager that really don't know what they're doing. This is the world of boxing. Boxing is just like this, where there's people who they have the title. I'm a manager. I'm above this person on the hierarchy. I make more than this person, etc. But that doesn't mean that person is guaranteed the best worker or the hardest worker. We know this. Boxing is no different. Just because you have a title in 2021 and beyond doesn't mean you the rawest dude in boxing or even in that weight class necessarily. Sometimes it does, like Usyk. Okay, he's the baddest dude at cruiserweight. That meant that when he was because he was fighting the names and he was winning the World Boxing Super Series. But some of these other divisions, it doesn't equate to that. Now, if Crawford and Errol Spence fight, okay, then you can use that same thing. You could be like, okay, Crawford has done this and Errol's done this. So if they fight each other based on the collective, that person has to be considered the best. And then there's people like Jaron Ennis and Virgil Ortiz on their heels. But at that given moment, you have to say if they fought, that would be the guaranteed best because that would be the person with all the belts, right? So we all know this. Canelo is trying to do this Jedi mind trick where he's saying, oh, Billy Joe Saunders is a manager, so he must be good. Bro, there's a lot of jobs where a manager ain't ish and the manager's lazy. And then the people that have lower pay or lower jobs or aren't salary or don't have as much power or whatever are the ones actually doing the grunt work and making the store profitable, right? Boxing is no different. It's not, Canelo has this like 1920s type of mindset, this archaic passe mindset, just like Top Rank does this too. Oh, we fought a guy that was ranked. Okay. It don't matter if he's ranked. Bro, you could have paid the sanctioning bodies to rank that guy. We don't know who. Like, Top Rank did this. Tyson Fury said he fighting Tom Schwarzenegger. I'm like, who? I watch boxing every day. I'm not familiar with Tom Schwarzenegger. Yeah, they Dylan, get to the chopper now. Bro, I'm like, who is that? And then the top ranked cronies, they're like, oh, this is a great fight for the fans and Tyson Fury because he was ranked with 2 sanctioning bodies. But guess what? That was true. He was ranked with 2 of the 4 sanctioning bodies, but he got beat up by Tyson Fury easier than any Tyson Fury opponent and knocked out in 2 rounds. And he happened to be ranked with 2, and no one's ever heard from him again. So you can't tell me that boxing is not corrupt. You can't tell me that boxing is not crooked. You cannot tell me there's no greasing of the palms with certain promoters, networks, and sanctioning bodies and stuff. Because if Tom Schwartz was really that dude, like, then where is he? Why did Tyson Fury beat him and then now he's off of everybody's sanctioning top 10? 1 loss? Because in the heavyweight division ain't even that big. So Luis Ortiz lose to Wilder, you don't take him off the top 10. But guys like that just come and just vanish. Like Canelo, he fought Average Pilgrim or whatever his name was, the Yildirim dude. And then Yildirim loses again and like, bro, he ain't on nobody's top 10 list no more. But coincidentally, when Canelo wanted to fight him, he was the mandatory. Stop playing with the god of boxing talk. You can't win. Ed Valencia, $10. Bam! He said, you are speaking the truth. Canelo fans can't handle the truth. You go, Ego. Round of applause for Ego. Appreciate you because I'm speaking for the real fans. Shout out to Ed Valencia. I'm speaking for the real fans. We know that's not the case, bro. David Benavidez, true. He doesn't have a belt, but David Benavidez will fuck you up. You see what I'm saying? There's a lot of guys who could have had belts and David Benavidez will fuck them up if the politics work to the point where he got to fight. Like, put it this way. I'm the best in the business. I'm the god of boxing talk. I promise I can prove it. I'll prove it. There's no mortal that can defeat me with what I am saying. Name somebody that if you had $100,000 to your name, and that's a good chunk of change in your bank account, and you had to do a parlay. Who knows what a parlay is? Yes or no? Kenichi Bear, my guy. Get the Hibernation headphones, link in the description. Listen, who knows what a parlay is? Bro, listen. I told you, I'm sharp right now. We about to enter 2022. I ain't come to play. I'm asking the question. Y'all want to make a bet with the God? Let's talk parlays. Listen, I told you, I'm sharp. It's about to be 2022. I didn't come to play. I didn't come to play. Y'all want to make bets with the God? Then let's talk parlays. You see what I'm saying? Okay, some people know what parlays. Does anyone not know what a parlay is? Does anyone not know what a parlay is? Come on, y'all got to keep it coming. I told you, when I'm sharp like this, we got to keep it flowing. Does anybody not know what a parlay is when in regards to betting? It's okay if you don't know. I'm just trying to see where I need to start. A betting parlay. Okay, everyone knows. Okay, Rudy doesn't know. Okay, cool. Okay, so I'm going to quickly try to define it. A parlay bet is an accumulation bet. So you have to place a series of bets of what you think will happen in order to win. Like, for example, a normal regular bet would be like Canelo beats Caleb Plant. I bet Canelo wins a decision. That's just a regular singular bet. You're betting that Canelo beats Caleb Plant, right? A parlay bet would be like, let's say basketball. You're picking 3 games or whatever. If it's a 3-game parlay, you're saying that the Lakers win, the Celtics win, and the Brooklyn Nets win. All 3 of those things have to happen like you say in order for you to win. Does that make sense? Do you guys get it now? So, or if you're doing a boxing parlay, let's say you're like Tank, Devin Haney, and Jake Paul. If you say Tank wins, Devin Haney, and Jake Paul, you have to have bet on each person and then they have to win. But then if you had a 4-man parlay where you said Devin, Tank, let's say you said Devin, Tank, Jake Paul, and then Teofimo, and then Teofimo lost to Kambosos. Since you didn't get all of them correct and Teofimo got upset, boom, you don't get no money. You lost. You see? So if you would have bet Tank, Jake Paul, and Gervonta, if Jake Paul wins tomorrow, then you won that 3-fight parlay. But if you would have had that same bet and it was a 4-bet parlay and you picked Teofimo who got upset, then you don't get no money because you got one of them incorrectly. So now that we established what an accumulator or parlay bet is, let's cook. If you had $100,000 to your name and you had to place a parlay bet that David Benavidez beats every single person that Canelo Alvarez fought at 168, or parlay bet B, he would lose to any of those people, are you picking David Benavidez parlay bet A? Your whole life savings is riding on this, just like a parlay bet. You have to be correct. Any hiccup, slip up, blip, it's over. Would you pick A? David Benavidez could have fought all the same guys at the same time that Canelo Alvarez fought them, and he would have defeated them as well? Or would you pick B, that, David Benavidez could have maybe beat some of them, but he would have slipped up and lost to at least one of those. So he would have lost to Yildirim, or he would have lost to Caleb Smith, etc. Your whole life savings is riding on this one bet, on this one parlay. See, I told you, I said, we enter in 2022. I'm sharp. I ain't come to play. Y'all want to bet with the God? Let's talk parlays. So Canelo, it's apparent that you capping, because everybody in the chat is saying they would rock with David Benavidez to have beaten every single person that you fought at super middleweight as well if their life savings depended on it. So again, this is why Canelo's logic of I fought and beat the best at super middleweight because they had belts is flawed. I'll take it a step further. Outside of Canelo himself, because he cannot fight himself, I am of the belief, and I've always said this, that David Benavidez and Tale of Two Davids and David Morrell out of Cuba give Canelo a very difficult fight, if not beat Canelo, right? So David Morrell, there's nothing on his resume that he can hold and say, oh, I guarantee you to beat you by this. But if you know boxing and you know the stylistic look of each fight, these are all deadly fights for. So David Morrell's not a super champion and all this stuff, but I would pick David Morrell to firmly beat all the guys that Canelo beat, because 3 of them were European English fighters with more of a flat-footed style, except for like Billy Joe Saunders. He has like a poor man's American style. You see what I'm saying? And David Morrell Jr. is an exceptional power punching boxer puncher from the Cuban school of boxing. Stylistically, I would pick David Morrell Jr. How can Billy Joe Saunders beat David Morrell? What is he he's gonna be smaller. He's slower. He doesn't have the power to knock out no damn David Morrell, in my opinion. He's older. He's not younger than David Morrell Jr. So we could do this all day. There's a lot of stuff like that. So it's all about the thing. And here's another thing. Here, I'll take it out of Canelo's division. Jaron Boots Ennis. I'm poking holes all in Canelo's whole philosophy, which is a facade to me. Listen, that's a bar. I said I'm poking holes all in Canelo's philosophy, which is a facade to me. Bro, what I'm doing on this boxing, on this mic, I'm committing sodomy. Listen, I said it's like I got the gift inside of me. What I'm doing on the mic, I'm committing sodomy. I'm killing them, bro. Listen, I said I got the greatness inside of me. Listen, I got the greatness inside of me. What I'm doing the boxing on this mic is sodomy. I'll take Canelo's whole philosophy, which is a facade to me. He's not telling the truth. So, for example, Jaron Boots Ennis, there's nothing on his resume that tells you unequivocally, and like he doesn't have a belt, so he can't say like, oh, I have a belt, so I'll beat. But there are people right now that'll pick him to beat Errol Spence. There are people right now that'll pick Boots to beat Virgil Ortiz. There are people right now that'll beat him or pick him to have beaten Sean Porter when he had a belt. There are people that right now that would pick him to beat Terrence Crawford even, right? So are we to say, oh, but Jaron, he doesn't have a belt, so that can't be true? Come on, bro. What are we in the 3rd grade? Boots is a problem. Shout out to Philly. Talk about Danny, champ of the world. Talk about Philly. Shout out to my boy Ness. Shout out to my Akis. Y'all on some nut ass, man, come on, bro. So it don't matter who got a belt at welterweight. Jaron Ennis is a live dog in any of them fights, despite him not having a belt, right? I think that's safe to say. I know some people right now feel he could beat Errol, feel he could beat Crawford. They haven't fought, we don't know. But it don't matter. Ugas got a belt. Some people will pick Jaron Ennis to beat him. So this whole Jedi mind trick of Canelo, like, I fought the white champions that had belts, so technically I'm the GOAT. It's not the same, because all divisions at every given time are not created equally. Like Andre Ward fought better 168 pounders in the Super 6 and his run at 168 than Canelo. He fought more story to come. Kessler, Arthur Abram, Carl Froch with one hand like Tank, right? Chad Dawson came down and he fought, right? These are more bro. I think if I'm not mistaken, don't quote me on this, but I know my boxing. If I'm not mistaken, I believe Floyd Mayweather Sr., and he don't just give you credit if you can't box. If I'm not mistaken, I believe there's a quote from Floyd Sr., and he said Chad Dawson was the most gifted boxer he ever worked with. And he worked with his son and also Oscar De La Hoya and other great people, right? He worked with Mickey Bay. He worked with Devin Haney, Andrew Tabit. He worked with a lot of people. You see what I'm saying? And I'm pretty sure he said that Chad Dawson was like up there in terms of boxing ability. So Canelo's not going to fool me. He can fool the Chupapi Muñeño or whatever radical man fans, but you're not going to fool me into believing that David Benavidez is worthless because he's a former two-time champion. Because guess what? He's a former champion, but he hasn't been beaten by a man. It's not like a person took his belt. Just weird, misfortunes or bad decisions or whatever is why he don't have a belt. And Canelo's, he's like a capitalist. He's an opportunist. He's a vulture. He's a scavenger. So this is what he waited. All of a sudden, they concocted this plan to take over 168 when it was all white European fighters and a white American fighter with the belt. But the whole time that David Benavidez had a belt, notice a pattern. If what I'm saying is false, then tell me how it's a pattern. Every single time when certain people have the belt, Canelo doesn't seem interested in that career path. But then something happens, and then now all of a sudden, when there's been that movement, for example, say when, I promise you, I'll destroy any Canelo fan. Anybody can get it, can man style. Say when. I'll go off the top. Say when. These young boys can't beat me. I promise you on that's on everything I love. They can't beat me when it comes to this. When it comes to the education and really spitting the actual spittles, the actual fact. Y'all gonna taste the rainbow like Skittles. I said when it comes to this real spit, these spittles, y'all gonna taste the rainbow like Skittles. Y'all candy, y'all sweet. Stop playing with me. Niter said when. Okay, Demetrius Andrade had the WBO belt or whatnot at 154. Demetrius Andrade called Canelo the B word, a B-I-T-C-H, at 154. Canelo did not fight him right after that or at any time to this day, Wilder voice. He still hasn't fought Andrade. So this man, when y'all were both champions in or around 154, Canelo weight 155, right? He called you out your name. He was a champion. You were a champion. Y'all both were decorated and respected. And when Andrade had the belt, you did not fight him. Then Andrade lost the belt and got stripped by the WBO because of a BS reason, inactivity, like career, whatever. He couldn't get no fights, whatever. So he was inactive. They stripped him. That belt later got in the hands of Liam Smith. I'll have you know that guess what Canelo's last fight at 154 was? You guessed it, Liam Smith. So when Liam Smith had the belt, an unheralded, unknown, person, especially in the U.S., that's who you fought for the 154-pound belt. That now the belt looking good and juicy when it's in the hands of a European Caucasian Liam Smith that no one had heard of, and you put the fight in Texas. But then when there was a nigga, Demetrius Andrade, that was calling you out your name incessantly and calling you out at the same division, and you still didn't fight him. And keep in mind, this is at 54 / Canelo weight 55. So this was well before the Triple G fights, and Canelo's resume kept growing by fighting the names that he's fought since. So you couldn't say, oh, Demetrius Andrade, who you beat, because at that point, Canelo's claim to fame was a loss to Floyd. So his resume wasn't as complete as what it is today. So you really had no reason not to fight him. Strike one. Strike two, same thing with David Benavidez. David Benavidez had the belt twice with the WBC at 168. You said you were at 160. He lost it with the cocaine. Then I was at the fight, beat by knockout. No one's ever knocked out Anthony Durrell, except for, to this day, David Benavidez. And Anthony Durrell, shout out to the Durrell brothers, those are my dudes. Anthony Durrell, since losing to Benavidez, and he was doing good in the Benavidez fight, so it was a competitive fight. Durrell, I had him up, and then Benavidez was losing, right? He was getting outboxed. And then that cut, then Benavidez kept coming on, blah, 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 right? But credit to Anthony Durrell, since that moment, You know, the Kieran Davis, he didn't look great in that fight, but his last fight, he just had a spicy knockout, one punch knockout with a crazy uppercut. So it shows you that the Durrell brothers are great fighters and seasoned fighters. That's who Benavidez beat to get the belt the second time. Canelo still had no ambitions as a rider to fight David Benavidez until the pandemic struck, and then David Benavidez lost his belt a second time on the scale. Then all of a sudden, Canelo Alvarez had this grandiose plan to fight for all the belts undisputed when he knew he only had to go through Caucasian men, right? Billy Joe Saunders, an unproven guy at 168. Caleb Smith, whose best win was George Groves, a guy Onoga Badu Jack had beat years before, and Carl Froch had beat by knockout twice. And then he had to fight, so Caleb Plant, Saunders, and Caleb. And that's the path Canelo chose. So yeah, he did become undisputed, but we can't act like undisputed is one and the same. Like, even, bro, listen, Canelo, he fought, like, Jermaine Taylor fought Bernard Hopkins and beat him twice. Y'all don't know boxing. Y'all don't know boxing, bro. I'm the greatest ever. I'm the greatest ever. Y'all don't know boxing. This man had to beat a legendary executioner, the Alien, from a fight city like Philly to become undisputed. He had to fight Bernard Hopkins, which Bernard Hopkins beat Tito Trinidad and De La Hoya by stoppage. And this is who he had to fight to become, and he beat Kelly Pavlik one-sided. This is who Jermaine Taylor had to beat to become undisputed, right? Lennox had to beat Klitschko to become undisputed. Canelo had to beat, you know, the new kids on the block to be in sync to become undisputed. Bro, bye, wanna give it up. Might sound crazy, but it ain't no lie, baby. Bye, wanna give it up. Bro, he had to beat in sync. All white boys. That's the reality of it. He had to beat JC Chasez, Justin Timberlake. There's 1,000 words that I could say. Make you go. Girl, you gone. Baby, you're gone. Go. Here we come. Jerusalem. Bro, he had to be in sync. Bye, when I give it up. Might sound crazy, but it ain't no lie, baby. Bye. Bro, girl, you gone, baby, you're gone. That's who he had to beat, bro. That's the reality. My dad was sick when Jermaine Taylor beat B-Hop. Oh, yeah, y'all from Philly, so I know Philly probably had a riot or something. So we can't make it, like, listen, I love Terrence Crawford. I think Josh Taylor is doing his thing. Josh Taylor fought a tougher campaign at 140 to become undisputed. That's the reality. And I'm not, like, I keep it real. I love Crawford. I'm not undermining what he did. He beat whoever was at the division at the time. Respect. But Josh Taylor had to hit at his timing. It was just a more lively division at 140. So he had to beat Regis Prograis and Jose Ramirez. That's better than Indongo. Regis knocked out Indongo. So, and he did it easy. That's the reality, bro. That's the reality. So Canelo, he's trying to pacify the fan and be like, "Oh, I fought the guys with the belt, bro." Come on, bro. That's like the most. That's like saying McDonald's has the best burgers because they sell 10 million burgers, bro. That doesn't mean that. Like, listen, okay, bro. I'm the greatest in boxing history. This is crazy. Y'all hear me with the boxing talk? This is crazy. Listen, I'm gonna ask you right now. Does McDonald's have the best burger that you've ever tasted from a restaurant? Yes or no? Let's vote. Bro, Does McDonald's have the best hamburger that you've ever tasted at any restaurant? Yes or no? Nope. And no. Okay, look, everybody saying no. You ain't beat Lamont Peterson. This is Canelo's argument. McDonald's got the best burgers because they sell 10 million a day. Bro, come on, bro. We know at the end of the day, we know McDonald's, listen, there's a time and a place. I'll go to Mickey D's occasionally, maybe, and tourists go and they're popped up in every city and state and street corner. But let's really not act like McDonald's is the best burger that you ever tasted at a restaurant because they sell so many. That doesn't mean that, bro. So you beat all the champions. Okay, yeah, you beat Caleb Smith burger. You beat Billy Joe Saunders burger. They had belts. Yes, I get it. But come on, that doesn't mean that that's just McDonald's. It's the same analogy. Listen, I'm going to look it up. These young boys can't beat me. Listen, I'm going to look it up. How many burgers does McDonald's sell a day? Okay. They said around 75 burgers are sold every second. So McDonald's burger sells 50 million burgers per day worldwide. Okay, so nobody's messing with that. Bro, if you like Five Guys in and out, I don't think none of them are messing with 75 burgers a second. That's what it is. But that doesn't mean that it has the best burger, like that it's the best tasting burger, bro. McDonald's out here selling 50 million burgers. $50 million? Man, what you think you got? Kelsey Carter? Kelsey Grammer? Bro, $50 million? 20 million and 20. 20 million 20. 10 million and 10. 10 million and 10. You want some fives with that? What is your name? So I can tell the chancellor why his daughter died. Bro, you want some fives with that? $50 million? That's a lot. 50 million burger. But that, come on, don't try to act like that's the best burger you ever tasted. Bro, that's Canelo's logic. Oh, McDonald's got to be the best because they're selling 75 a second. Come on, bro. Kamal Oz with the $10. Let my boy Kamal crucify y'all. Listen, 20 million and 20, 10 million and 10. 10 million, when you want some fives with that? Bro, I'm killing y'all. This is rush hour to me. I'm Detective James Carter now. Why would they not want my help? Because they don't give a damn about you. They don't like you. I don't like you. I don't care. I here for the girl. The girl don't like you. Nobody likes you. You came all the way here for nothing. Bro, stop playing with me.
Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
Bro, I told you I'm whoa. Yeah. What is it good for? Absolutely nothing. Man, it ain't you always, y'all. Whoa. Sing it with me. You all. Whoa. Yeah. What is it good for? Absolutely nothing. Say it with me. Doom, 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 doom. Can you do that to the Beach Boys? Listen, the stuff I spit on these tracks, can you do that to the Beach Boys? Can you do that to the Beach Boys? Hell nah. Come on, Oz with the $10. Y'all can't do this to the... Canelo wanted no smoke at cruiserweight. That was my third strike. Kamal gonna steal the thunder, but that was my third. Cruiserweight, the best guys in recent memory, Alexander Usyk, Maris Bradis, and then I would say Dorticos, legitimate fighters at cruiserweight. Canelo won the fight. Mahmoud Air, bro, get him out of here. And all of his fans. Those were the legitimate fighters that were there. Now he wants to fight Kunta Kinte, who Bellew cherry picked. Benavidez isn't worthy, but Vegan Smith it. Man, come on. Man, let Kamal get these bodies. Let Kamal get these bodies. Man, we got the gefilte fish. Canelo want to fight McBook Air. Stop playing like he the best cruiserweight, man. Listen, I be on the road to riches. I'm cruising weight. Canelo want to fight McBook Air at cruiserweight. Listen, I told you, I get this bag. I'm getting the money. I'm on the road to riches. I'm cruising weight. Canelo want to move up and fight a random African at cruiserweight. That's McBook Air. You understand what I'm saying? That's a bar. Stop playing. Listen, I said I gets the bag. I'm on the road to riches. I'm cruising weight. Canelo moving up to fight random Africans. McBook Air at cruiserweight. Stop playing. Stop playing. You hear what I'm saying? We hitting y'all with that gefilte fish. He want to fight McBook Air like this is what anybody requested. And his dumbass fans, they falling, oh yeah, he's setting history. This is history with the McBook Air. Bro, them numbers that you just did with Caleb Plant, that's history. The seating arrangement, like where it was packed, that's history. This ain't no history. So anyway, Canelo, he trying to do this Jedi mind trick where he tells us, the fans, what we want to see. I don't care about no MacBook Air. I don't want to see that. Bro, I'd rather see you fight anybody. Fight Ludacris. Bro, man, I'm about to fight Canelo Saul. Bro, fight Luda. Why don't you fight Ludacris, bro? Some nigga I heard of before. I wanna lick you, wanna wager your toes, bro. Why don't you fight Luda? Fight a I know. Fight Luda, bro. I want to get you on the Georgia Dome on the 50-yard line, that dirty word kid for treat. If you like it in the club, we could do it in the DJ booth or in the back of the VIP. Whipped cream with cherries and strawberries on top. Lick it, don't stop. Give dough rock to the go by with about. Bro, fight Luda. Bro, I told you on my chats, we got the shooter. Canelo don't want to fight a black I know. That's ludicrous. Luda. Listen, get Canelo out of here. You're not going to tell me who I'm willing to pay to see you fight. I ain't buying no MacBook. I promise you. I ain't buying no MacBook Air. He can fight him, but I ain't buying it. I promise you that. I got the money too. I ain't broke like these haters. Man, fight Luda. The incredible, untouchable niggas made him out about the dopest flow. I wonder why the lines around the corner got the little motherfucker had the dopest show. 2 times for my independent women that be getting that cake. Bro, I'm the new Ludacris. Stop playing, bro. Bro, listen. Y'all want the fast flow? I got that Luda. Everything I spit is ludicrous. The incredible, untouchable niggas been out about it with the dopest flows. And wonder why the lines around the corner because the little motherfucker had the dopest shows. 2 times for my independent women that be getting that cake. Bro, so I told you I do this. This is easy work. Stop playing. I got that easy work. Tell Canelo to fight. Like, you gonna fight a random, people like, oh, Canelo, he hasn't fought a black guy in a while, and he think he just gonna pick any black guy that nobody want to see him fight. That's not how it works. You picking the butler from Fresh Prince and stuff, Master William, bro, Jeffrey, bro. Listen, Pastor 57. I'm Wesley. Listen, if Canelo's the Fresh Prince, then I'm gonna serve him like Jeffrey. Look, listen. I said I'm so fly. Pastor 57. I'm Wesley. If Canelo is the Fresh Prince, then I'm going to serve him like Jeffrey. That's a bar. Listen, stop playing with me. I promise I'm coming. Oh my gosh, I'm coming like a porn star. Stop playing with what I'm doing here. I said I'm so fly. Passionate 57, I'm Wesley. If Canelo is the Fresh Prince, then I'm going to serve him like Jeffrey. Listen, bro, the bars is tough. Y'all better stop playing with me. He's supposed to be the king. He's supposed to be the Fresh Prince. He's supposed to be Will Smith. Well, I kill. I spit real ish. I spill. He's supposed to be the king, Fresh Prince, Will Smith. He's supposed to be that, bro. You trying to fight people and tell us who is a historic fight? Let the fans and the media anoint that. I'm media. I'm boxing. So let me tell you what the historic fights are. How does Canelo get the pick? So he could just fight Waldo. Look, he fighting Waldo from Family Matters. Where's Waldo? And he get to tell us that, oh, this is the fight y'all want to see. I'm the consumer. Listen, if you don't listen to me, I will consume you. Listen, I said I'm the consumer, so if you don't want to listen, I will consume you. I don't have to support it. Bro, Canelo fighting Bob from Market. Whoa, Canelo, what's happening? Bro, I said, whoa, Gina. Bro, he wants to fight Bob for marketing. Bob got the complexion for the protection, so Canelo definitely would fight him. Whoa, I said, whoa, this Canelo fight is lame. Party. Bro, he's trying to fight Bob for marketing, and y'all acting like I'm tripping. Whoa, I just got to the venue, and I want to see Canelo fight. Party. Bro, I'm not trying to see these fights that he doing. He could get to stepping, bro. He could get to stepping. My words are weapons. Listen, I'm not watching that. Now somebody talking about Canelo finna fight old Otis. Old Otis ain't been down since 69 there, boy. What you got, your bank account in Switzerland there, boy? Canelo, boy. bro. Oh my gosh, y'all need to stop, bro. He finna fight. He said, Canelo, you got that DAZN deal. You got that DAZN there, money boy. What you got that DAZN there account in Switzerland, bro? Bro, get him out of here, bro. I promise you, I'm not paying for Canelo to fight these random Africans, bro. He trying to start slavery back or something. I don't know. He just picking random African. I'm good. I'm so good, bro. My man Kamal Oz said he fighting Kunta Kinte. Bro, they gonna do the fight flyer finna be the Roots poster. Give me every deal. Bro, I ain't watching that, bro. I might watch it, but I ain't paying for it. Y'all gonna pay for it. This Roots miniseries ass fights that no one asked for. The Gods Must Be Crazy, starring Canelo. Did we get the? Well, I'm not, bro. Stop. Kamal Oz says Canelo scapegoats Reynoso for selecting his opponents like he didn't know. Exactly. Saying he will fight anyone and he's a warrior. Yet, why did he never fight Boo Boo Andre? Man, y'all know it. Bro, y'all got to take a stand. I'm taking a stand. Bro, all these little redhead Chucky fans, all that, that's cool. I'm not, y'all pay for it because I'm not paying for it. Fight Benavidez, like I said. And Canelo's trapped, bro. Come on, I think I just read it. I'm pretty sure I just read it. He's trapped. Bevo looked boring in his last fight. Bro, listen. If what I'm saying is false, smash the like button. But if what I'm saying is false, who would you rather see Canelo fight in succession? On the zone against Makbuk Air, and then Teddy Riley. I mean, not Teddy Riley. He don't want to fight Teddy. Makbuk Air, and then Dimitri Bivol, or David Benavidez, and then Jamal Charlo. Okay, option A, Makbuk Air, and then Dimitri Bivol, option A, or option B, David Benavidez and Charlo. A or B? A or B? Look at everyone saying B, but let Canelo and Eddie Ray know, oh, Makbuk Air, that's a good one. You know, that's a dangerous fight. That's what people want. There's history in the making. All right, but watch them numbers not come out. Block Tanya. I ain't on no drink. I'm destroying y'all. I ain't had no liquor in 4, 5, 6 months. Block them. When they hate, donate. I ain't on. I'm destroying y'all. Canelo finna fight to catch the Amistad. Let Kamal get there. Canelo will never fight the blacks or Mexicans. Word. Bro, stop playing. Canelo, he think he run it. You don't, bro. You not the face of boxing to me. You don't run. You a good little fighter. But he think he run the game. He gonna brainwash me into what I want to see. That's never gonna work. Everybody in the comment section, listen. Tell Canelo on his own post, hey, do you want, he'll never do this because he's scared. He's scared to do what I'm saying. Tell Canelo, if he's the people's champion, to do a poll and say, do you want me to fight McBook Air, select A, or David Benavidez, select B, and see what the fans say, like Broner did. Notice Broner gets insulted, but Broner really did that. He fought Paulie Malignaggi, and he was like, oh, man, A, B. Antarctic bears, alcoholic beverages. He said, I'm going to let the fans pick my fight. And he did that. And the fans picked McDonald, and that became his first loss. So, you know, he did it maybe to a fault, but he still did it. Because Adrian be thuggy. Adrian Broner would be thuggy. He be out here. He really will fight you. He let the fans pick a difficult fight, which subsequently was the guy that was able to beat him and did beat him in Marcos Maidana. Props to him, right? Canelo would never, because he's a prima donna and he's a diva and he knows that the pressure, Floyd even did it. Floyd even said, Amir Khan or Maidana, who should I fight, and did a poll. Canelo would never do it because he already has his plan with the WBC and Eddie Reynoso set up as to who he really wants to fight and who he's going to fight, which is a guy like McBook Air or somebody else that nobody wants to see. And then he wants to call it legacy. Adrian Broner is everything that's right with boxing, because he's right. He didn't duck no fade. Bro, people never give Broner his credit, but there's nothing you can say. Broner called out the best, and he fought the best. And he really fought them. He didn't just call them out. A lot of those fights happened, you know, when the business and everything was handled, he fought them. And I take that all day. The Broners, the Gabe Rosados. You're going to win some, you might lose some. Blah, blah, blah. But you can't say nothing about Rosado didn't put his best foot forward. He didn't try to challenge himself. That's boxing. That's what it's about. That's what it's about. You're supposed to challenge yourself. Imagine those people that play video games like every day and they know all the maps the day Call of Duty comes out and all that, right? They want to join tournaments and show that they the rawest at Call of Duty or Madden or 2K or whatever. That's what a lot of those hardcore gamers do. They's like, I play Call of Duty every day. There's nobody that can see me. My kill streak is impeccable. You see what I'm saying? They want the con. That's why they go online and play and all that, because they want the competition. They're looking for the premier smoke. Imagine if boxers like Canelo had the heart that these gamers have to prove, and the willingness to prove. Bro, I know people that be on the sticks crazy, and like when it comes to 2K, they are so confident you cannot defeat them, and they challenge anybody. I remember there's my boy, bro, he was just too raw at 2K and Madden. He was like GOAT level. Like that movie with Fred Savage way back in the day, The Wiz. He was just like I don't know if he was autistic or something, but that's like all he would do was play 2K. And then anybody, like I bring a friend over that was like more my friend than his, and we get on the sticks and he would just whoop us. Like he would embrace any challenges. And unfortunately, not everyone keeps that kind of like dogged mentality, but these gamers, I promise you, if you ever met a hardcore gamer, they really about that gamer life smoke. They get the chair to make sure they can sit down for 8 hours straight. They get their snack station together. They get, skins for the controller and the premier controller. They get some hydration. You know what I mean? They get to make sure their desk is RGB lights and speakers and stuff. And they like, nobody can see me. I'm in my zone. If boxing gets back to that, where the boxers are doing that, oh man, this sport will be the number one sport. Not it's the number one sport to me, but I'm talking about mainstream. It would be the number one sport because you would have nothing to complain about. So I want boxing to get the same level of confidence these elite gamers have, because they're elite boxers. And then it's like a lot of the business and politics get in the way of what really should be going on. Like guys like Canelo. And that's all the way keeping it funky. Canelo's not going to brainwash me into believing that David Benavidez is not a credible foe. I don't care what he says. I don't care what Reynoso says. I don't care what none of his fans. There's nothing you can, listen, I'm an Aries. I am a Ram. I'm a ram you off the road, bro. I'm a ram. I'm hard-headed. Like that's the nature of being. Have you ever seen two rams? I'm stubborn. So I've seen enough of Canelo, and I've seen enough of David Benavidez, and I've seen enough of guys like David Morrell to know what I'm talking about. And I'm telling you, these are all great fights for Canelo. David Morrell, he's young, so, get him more experience, whatever. I'm not even rushing that, so to speak. But he's right there. Watch him tomorrow. You'll see. He's right there as like a viable threat for anybody, right? He could scrap. That's all I'm saying. So no matter what Canelo tries to prove, you know what Canelo, I'm the king of analogies. I got y'all. Imagine the U.S. Treasury, right? The system, everybody likes money, so I'll give y'all money bars. Listen, I'll give y'all some money bars. I'll give you an analogy using money since everyone likes that. So the U.S. Treasury prints up money, right? This is something that happens, maybe even daily. They print up money, new money, blah, blah, blah. We have in our society, in America, we have a system that stipulates which each piece of printed paper, based on not counterfeit, but authentic denominations and how much these pieces of paper are worth. That's the U.S. currency system, right? Canelo is in effect taking $100 bill and telling you to swap out your dollar bill or your $5 bill, maybe even your $10 bill with him, because he's telling you that the $100 bill is so much better or is so much worse, excuse me. That's what Canelo's trying to do. This is never going to work. Canelo has a $1, $5, or $10 bill, and you have a $100 bill, and he's like, man, my $1, $5, or $10 bill is mint. It's in mint condition. So you should give me your $100 bill because it's crinkly, and this is worth more to you, this $1, $5, or $10 bill, than that $100 that you have in your wallet because it's crinkly. This is, in essence, the Jedi mind trick that Canelo's trying to play. He's trying to tell me that David Benavidez is a $1, $5, $10 bill when he's a $100 bill. And what he's trying to pass as a $100 bill is Avni Yildirim and Rocky Fielding, if you guys get the comparison. So in his world, David Benavidez is the lower value denomination. He's like, what does David Benavidez, the $100 bill, in reality, what does the $100 bill bring to the table? But then you're fighting the $1, $5, and $10 bills, maybe even the $20 bill. That's not going to make sense, bro. What does a $100 bill Benavidez bring? But a $1 bill Yildirim, he brought everything needed to get the fight. Oh, it was just mandatory. I don't care. He brought whatever to the table that you demanding from Benavidez. He brought it to the table, the $1 bill. So you're not going to make this sense. In real time, in real life, outside of this fantasy world that some of y'all live on boxing Twitter and in boxing, the $100 is worth more. In fact, even if you have a bill that has like a tear in it, you can go to the bank and the bank can replace it. I had a $5 bill that was completely split in half. I went to my bank and they replaced it with a fresh $5 bill. I don't know if you guys know that. So Canelo's saying, oh, David Benavidez, he's a $100 bill. Let's tear a little, like not split it, but let's tear a little piece on the bill because he failed a drug test with cocaine, right? And then he's $100 bill and he made another mistake. So make another tear in that $100 bill because he missed weight during the pandemic. So that he's still $100 bill, which again, you could take to the bank and get a fresh bill. But because he has those two tears in the $100 bill, or it's crinkly, Canelo's saying that this $1 bill is worth more. This $5 bill is worth more. Doesn't work like that. Only in this fantasy world of Canelo fandom and, man fans and the racists and the Chupapi Muñeños does this work. But in real time, if you go to Walmart, Kmart, Target, any store with a $100 bill, even if it has like a slight tear in it or something like that, that's still worth more. This is the established value of that bill. So that $100 bill is still worth more, even if it's not in mint condition, than a mint condition 5. But Canelo, he thinks he's going to, use some kind of reverse psychology against us. And we as consumers are so stupid that we can't distinguish what we want to see from top level fighters. Amazing. Amazing. Like I said, if you have a $5 bill in mint condition and a $100 bill that's balled up and then you unballed it, the $100 is still worth more in this society. So David Benavidez, I'm not excusing the things he's done, in terms of how he lost his belt. Those things actually happen. I don't run from the truth. But he's still a great fighter, and he's still a better fight and he's a bigger event. Okay, so listen, listen, this is going to hurt a lot of people's feelings, and I can't wait, and I'm all here for it because I'm here to speak the truth. How come Canelo Alvarez is Latino pride this and Viva Mexico? And then you have a Mexican-American, half Ecuadorian, David Benavidez, who speaks Spanish, and you rather fight a Nick that nobody never even heard of that don't speak Spanish. I don't even know if he speak English. I don't know what, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. I never even heard him talk. So I don't know what he speak. Macabuk. So what happened to all the Latino pride though? What happened to La Raza? This is what I don't understand about boxing. It's like pride, da-da-da-da. Be prideful. Everybody, rep where you from. If you're Italian, you should be the most prideful Italian person. Be happy of your roots. Be happy of your history, good or bad, because it made you who you are. Your skin tone, your eyes, your lips, your nose. Be happy. I don't care. I ain't never going to be mad at somebody. The only problem I have is when you oppress others to uplift you, you know what I'm saying? And to uplift your people. That shouldn't happen because we're all equal in that right. You know what I mean? Kamal Oz. Canelo could pee on his fan leg and they would say it's raining. I like that one, Kamal. Shout out to Kamal. Smash the like button. That's funny. He said Canelo going to pee on his fan leg. Bro, did you hear what Kamal just said? He said if Canelo would pee on his fans' legs and they would just accept it and say it's raining. That's funny. They would too. They'd be like, yeah, come on, Canelo, spray me, Zaddy. Like, what? Bro, he's urinating on you. Bro. I want to pee on you. Drip, 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 piss, pit, pit. I want to pee on you. Bro, Canelo fans will let Canelo cop a squat on them. You know what I mean? Yes, Canelo, bless me, baptize me in the urination. It's weird way to go out for any adults. Bro, there's no boxing. I'm firm. If you're not related to MacBook Air, there's no fan that or network or anybody that's going to really just go out there and say, hey, I'd rather Canelo move up to cruiserweight and fight some random African that only became a champion because Usyk left the division rather than fights that we've been trying to see for years, like Benavidez, Andre, Charlo, Beterbiev, Marcus Brown winner, etc. There's no one that can say that, bro. Because this is how I know what I'm saying. David Benavidez, Charlo, Andre, these guys at least get talked about ongoing, like throughout the year. Nobody even knows the people Canelo is even talking about until, this is how you know old media is cap. No one's even talking about any of these people until Canelo decides that these are adequate fights for him. And then now their names even come back. Like, I promise you, the day Canelo announced that he wanted to fight random African MacBook Air, go look at the Google Trends. It's going to look like he dead. It's going to be a flat line, and then you'll see a little spike, because that's when Canelo mentioned this fool's name. And then now all of a sudden you see a little bump in the spike, because it's like flat line, flat line, flat line, flat line. Canelo all of a sudden said he wants to fight him. So you're going to see a spike, because it's like people searching and researching. I promise you, look at MacBook Air. His vitals finna look like a zombie. It's going to be a flat line because nobody was checking for him. But you look at Jamal Charlo, or David Benavidez, different points of their career when they're knocking people out and winning and stuff, it's going to look like this. It's going to look like a Richter scale. Listen, every time I spit, I'm like sick as hell. I'm an earthquake to you fans, and I'm talking the Richter scales. Listen, oh my gosh. Every time I hope y'all well. Listen, I hope y'all well. Every time I spit, it's sick as hell. I'm an earthquake to you boxing fans. I'm off the Richter scale. Listen, I promise I'm going to baptize y'all. I said I'm an earthquake to you boxing fans off the Richter scale. I hope you haters is mad, and I hope you get well. Every time I spit, it's sick as hell. I'm an earthquake to boxing fans. I'm off the Richter scale. Stop playing. That's a bar. That's a bar. So you know what I'm saying, bro. Charlo beating Derevchenko, he's spiking, and boom, boom, boom. His is going to look like Benavidez knocking everybody out. It's going to look like that. You're going to look at MacBook Air, and ain't nobody talking about him. Flatline, Listen, in boxing, I tell you what's up. I show you what's shaking. I said MacBook Air, Google Trends, flatliners. That's Kevin Bacon. Listen, oh my God. Listen, I told you in this boxing game, I'll tell you what's shaking. You look at MacBook Air on Google Trends, flatliners, that's Kevin Bacon. That's a movie. Oh my gosh, bro. That's a movie. I spray y'all with the Uzi. Listen, I spray y'all with the Uzi. Every time I spit, I know you feel Lil Uzi. Listen, hold on. Slow it down. I just dissed you. I said I spray y'all with the Uzi. Listen. I said I spray y'all with a Lil Uzi. Every time I spit, they Philly. That's Lil Uzi. Philly, Lil Uzi. Oh my gosh, bro. What a doozy. Oh my gosh, bro. I told you my vocab is too elite. It's too elite. I said I spray y'all with a Lil Uzi. Every time I spit, they Philly. That's Lil Uzi. They feel ego. Man, come on. E for ego. Listen, I seen y'all peeking through the peephole. It's E for ego. Oh my gosh, bro. Y'all better stop playing. Y'all better stop playing. Canelo ain't finna brainwash me. I know what I want to see. And it's not a MacBook Air. I know it's not that. I know it's not that. I'm not paying for that. I'm not paying for that at all. Block Ron Al. Get off my nuts. Block Ron Al. Yeah, too bad your time has run out. Listen, I said block Ron Al. You shouldn't have entered the chat. Your time has run out. Listen, I said everybody block Ron Al. Too bad he entered the chat and now his time has run out. That's a bar. Oh my God, Ness with the heaters. I don't freestyle at all. I can't freestyle. But anyway, bro, Canelo, he whatever, fight MacBook. Go fight in the Congo jungle or something. Because nobody checking for that like that. And you talking about, oh, Benavidez brings nothing. All right. We'll see who believes that. But listen, hold on. What's up with this? Listen, let's establish something. Like I said, be prideful of who you are. I have no problem with that. But what's up with Canelo and the Canelo gym and the Latino pride and Viva Mexico, cabrones, and saying things like that, but you don't want to fight a guy who speaks Spanish? That don't make sense. What happened to the Latino pride there? You know, Ryan Garcia, same thing. Ryan Garcia had all this criticism for a black fighter, Gervonta Tank Davis, on how he fought a guy out of Mexico who's a dope fighter, Isaac Pitbull Cruz. Let's see you fight him. But I promise you, Canelo's next fight is not going to be Benavidez, just like Ryan's next fight is not going to be Isaac Pitbull Cruz. So how do you have a predominantly Hispanic and a gym filled with people who are saying like, oh, it's Latino pride, La Raza, and I'm doing it for Latin culture. But then Ryan can't fight a guy who he's critiquing and insulting, who's of Latin descent, who's Latino, and a beast of a fighter like Isaac Pitbull Cruz? Huh? Canelo can't fight a guy who's representing Ecuador and Mexico and Mexican Americans who speak Spanish like David Benavidez. That's what y'all, or even Azurdo Ramirez. That's what y'all telling me? That's what y'all telling me. Okay. This is not the way of the Black Mamba. I remember watching a Kobe Bryant interview and he said he was hurt. He said his back was like really giving out. But he said he was playing Toronto, and at the time, Vince Carter was tearing up the league, and he said the headlines would have read Kobe Bryant sits out, you know, because he don't want to see Vince Carter. So he said, you can be sick another day, you could be hurt another day, you're not going to be late. You're going to go to this fight, and you have to, you know, nurse your wounds after that. That's the Black Mamba mentality, the Kobe Bryant mentality. So there was another black athlete who was raw, crazy dunks, you know, one of the best dunkers ever. And Vince Carter, he was tearing up the league, and Kobe Bryant having that dogged Black Mamba mentality. He's like, man, I'm not finna let the media write these articles talking about Kobe didn't want to see Vince Carter, so he sat on the sidelines. So he said you could be sick and hurt later, just like Tank's team told him against Isaac Pitbull Cruz. He said you could worry about them wounds and, you know, being hurt and recovery later. You going heads up with that. Canelo, imagine if Canelo had the Black Mamba Kobe Bryant mentality. He would be like, all right, David Benavidez, former champion, the only guy that can even say that he had a belt and lost it circumstantially as opposed to another fighter. And let me knock him off the list because he talking crazy, or people think he's good and he ain't ready for me. Let me show you that. You know, I'm doing it for the Latinos. I'm doing it for La Raza. I'm doing it for Latin pride. Viva Mexico, cabrones, right? All the stuff that Canelo says, right? You notice Canelo, every time a fighter of a Latino descent wins, he gives him a call, like, or has an upcoming fight. Isaac Pitbull Cruz, he called him. You know, Brian Castano of Argentina before, or actually that was after the Charlo fight. He's like, oh, I thought you won. So you're all about Latino, you know, the uplifting, which is cool. That's great. Let's get it rocking. But you don't want to fight a Latino? You don't want to fight Zordo, Gilberto, and Ramirez on Cinco de Mayo? You don't want to fight David Benavidez on Cinco de Mayo? It's not making sense. And you want to fight not even an American that other Americans, Mexican American included, know, like Jamal Charlo or Demetrius Andrade. You don't want to fight no one like that. You want to fight some random African and say, oh, I'm setting the history on you fools. All right. Good luck with that. Deron Span, $5. Let's get it. Bro, I'm not into the brainwashing. You're not going to tell me what I want to see. Like, I go to a restaurant. Your job as a restaurant is you have whatever you have. And I look at the menu and what you have. I'm picking, if I want a burger medium or medium rare, that's how you'll cook it for me. Only in boxing do fighters like Canelo reach this, you know, peak or whatever, they get money or whatever, and they tell you how they're going to cook the burger. Canelo's telling you, oh, I'm getting you this burger, MacBook Air burger, well done. I'm like, I don't like my burger well done because it's dry. He's like, oh, well, it's history. It's historic to eat it this way. I don't give a fuck, bro. I don't care about no whatever you talking about history. I don't want a well done burger. You're not going to tell me how to eat my steak or eat my burger. But Canelo thinks he can do that as a sportsman or whatever, as a boxer. So good luck with that. You're not finna tell me what to spend money on. I told you. And remember, I said this. Yeah, I did say Canelo's a diva. Remember, everyone in boxing acts scared of Canelo. Like, oh, you can only say something good. Bro, I'm not saying nothing even quote unquote bad. I'm just telling you the truth and giving constructive criticism. But remember when David Benavidez, we did the Boxing Ego watch party and how Benavidez looked and how he didn't get beat up or knocked down by late replacement Kyron Davis. I told you in that video and subsequent videos, Canelo was not going to fight David Benavidez next. Now, the great Ego Stradamus strikes again. You could tell by his exclusive interview with Dan Rafael that he's not going to fight David Benavidez next, just like the greatest Ego Stradamus predicted. Because he's saying, he's trying to convince the fan that Benavidez brings nothing to the equation. So boxers, they got to cut it out, because when you do this, you're only fooling a small group of people who don't care what you say, and they're gonna back what you say no matter what. But the reality, we all know, if you look at Canelo's live gate in let's say he fights in Texas, fight David Benavidez in Texas, fight Makbuk Air in Texas, we all know what fight would generate more sales, a bigger live gate, and a more lively crew and attendance crowd with higher price tickets. So Canelo, he could say his history and all this stuff, but it's no mystery. You're picking a person that the fans are going to tell you what it is and what it ain't. Like everybody I talked to that went to see the new Spider-Man, No Way Home or whatever it's called, they said it's raw. The fans dictate. So if everybody that's told me Spider-Man, you got to go see it, is raw, it's dope, the box office trend is going to show me as raw as well, because it sounds like everybody enjoyed it. Shout out to Tom Holland. And I seen Tom Holland, he was boxing and he looked cool. Pause. He looked nice on the mitts. So shout out to Tom Holland. Respects to him. But again, Canelo's telling you, this small independent movie is bigger than Spider-Man. I mean, you could say it, and whatever foolish fan just loyally stays loyal to you and believes that's up to them. But the box office trends and the dollars grossed show me that you're capping, and it shows me that Spider-Man No Way From Home is a bigger movie and people are enjoying it, because people, when a movie's so great, some people watch it twice. So the box office gets their money 2 times because they go with their family and then they want to go see it with their friends or something. If a movie's weak, you might not go see it at all in the theater. And if not, if you do see it and it's weak, you don't have no desire to go see it again with a girlfriend or a boyfriend or something. Canelo is smoking mirrors. Oh, he said Canelo smoking mirrors. Alvarez is full of it. Word. I mean, like I said, to each his own. I mean, you can fool some of the people some of the time, but you can't fool all the people all the time. And this is one of them times for Canelo Alvarez. He can say whatever he wants. He's a grown man. He's an accomplished fighter. Who am I? I'm just a YouTuber. But at the end of the day, I know what I'm paying for, and it ain't MacBook Air. Hopefully you guys have a good night. Happy Friday. I got to watch this Marcus Brown fight in Arter Better Beef. If the fans want, maybe I'll do a Boxing Ego watch party. Let me know in the comment section if we should do a Boxing Ego watch party. The fans run my channel. See, unlike Canelo Alvarez, I really listen to y'all, the real supporters, and I am the people's champ. I do what the fans, if the fans say, it don't matter if I'm tired. If the fans say do a Boxing Ego watch party, I'm going to do it. I'm a beast. I'm a machine. I'm an animal. I'm not even a mammal. I'm an animal, bro. If y'all want me to watch the main event Boxing Ego watch party, let me know something. Unlike Canelo, I'll do it. Because Canelo, the fans, all of them telling him to fight Charlo, fight Benavidez, and he's like, nah, I'm fighting this guy you never heard of. Surprise. All right, I'll see y'all in a little bit. I'm going to take a little bit of a break. I'll do the main event. Peace. I'll see you for the watch party. Deuces.